Hi guys, it's Laura. Welcome back. Today is Tuesday. I'm going to film this today. I actually started filming this and I apparently got some phone calls. I actually showed you all the bead trays I got from all these. I pretty much have cleaned out like a couple of bead trays. I'm going to consolidate all of them down to one tray because they're the bigger trays and I can put them in one big tray now. And when I'm done with this, what I've done is I've gone through and pulled out, and I couldn't believe how good these look together. A bunch of beads. I have faux imperial jasper. I put these blue ones in there, and I was like, wow, that looks pretty together. I have a ton of I've got carnelian. I've got magnesite with a turquoise look to them. I've got all kinds of beads. I got all kinds of flowers and things in here and birds and just stuff. I have these really chunky beads. They came from cherry tree beads. These also came from cherry tree beads. I have these. They're from Bargain Bead Box. I've had them for a long time, just never used them. These obviously from Bargain Bead Box. I just have a bunch, and we're going to make jewelry till the cows come home. And of course, I have my Chelsea's beads also to draw from, just sitting here. It's such a huge tray, I wasn't going to pull stuff out. So we also have my huge tray of Chelsea's beads off to the side. We are just going to make jewelry. It's going to be a huge jewelry bash. What am I going to make? I have a couple pendants out here. I have this one. There's a little pendant here. To make a simple, I thought these would look really nice with that. So I think I'm going to set him aside and put that together with him. The silver one, I might use like the carnelian and this faux turquoise looking thing with it. You know, I just have so much here. We're just going to have fun with it. I'm going to start setting little tubs aside, stack them up out of our way. Scoot you over. I believe I have some carnelian also. We're going to set him out of the way and him out of the way. We're going to work with this metal pendant. Isn't this lovely? It is taken from something I tore apart. It's got some weight to it. I really, really love this. I thought about putting it on a tiny little one of these things. Yes, perfect. I am terrible at wrapping, so whenever I can do something like this, I will. I'm going to squeeze this shut, though. Get a hold of it. So I guess this first one's going to be a necklace. What did you all do this weekend? I know it was a long weekend with Memorial Day and all that going on. I may have squozed it too far. I did, but at least now it's manageable. So Saturday was I don't get to do anything day because I went with Alan to his little brother, Corey, and his family. They had a going away party for him, lunch, dinner thing. Corey got accepted to work at SpaceX, which is a huge deal. He is a computer designer, computer, whatever they call it. But, you know, oh, I'm putting it on backwards to boot. Well, let's open it up. I'm going to break my fingernails doing this, but this little guy's stiff. You know, great opportunity for him. He was like second in command or something at Boulevard Brewery. So he left a really good job for an even better job. So my hat's off to him. So what else did we do this weekend? Saturday and then Sunday we went and did something that for my other channel, which used to be my main channel. There we go. I do a lot of I need to trim the little things off this. I do a lot of like abandonment and things like that, history, that kind of stuff. Well, I found, well, there's couple places I've been wanting to go to. It took us a while to get there. I don't disclose the locations. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's always one left. Well, he will be bead soup. So I don't give out locations of places. But there was one place I've been wanting to go, and so we did that. And it was an abandoned railway with an abandoned train. And it took us a while to get to where we were going, and then of course having to Google search and figure out which was the best way for me to approach it, blah blah blah. And it was an amazing deal because I actually I made it. Guys, how amazing. I found it. I hiked to it. It was just the coolest thing to get to see. And yeah, I just over the moon because it was on my bucket list for so long to get to do this. I finally got to do it. That video's already up. I mean, it hasn't gotten a whole lot of views, but that's okay. I kind of like that. I don't want to make it too overbearing. Now we need some spacers. I want to do something different. It is silver, so we're going to go with silver spacers. Yes, yes. We're going to use these. I'm going to spill this out a few. I think we're going to put one on each side. And I'm just going to make a pile. And we'll add spacers as we go. But it was beautiful. It was hot by the time we got there. But you know what? Hey, whatever. Right, guys? Whatever. I was so thrilled to be able to go there. You know, and that's all that matters. I got to knock something wonderful off my bucket list. Guys, it was just such a cool feeling to get to finally go someplace I've been wanting to go. I think that's all we're going to need in chain. We'll see. We'll see, because this is the color I want to use. This is actually from my... I don't think it's this. I think this is all from the spool that just ran out. So, actually, no, this might be it. Because over there is the bright silver. This is blending. No, this is different. So this might be from Walmart. Let me find my Walmart spool. I'm holding my shoulder because it's really, really hurting. What else did we do? Yesterday was just an Allen day, pretty much. I don't even think it was this spool. Yeah, this spool hasn't been opened. So if that's not enough, I have heifer hair. I'll have to finagle. We'll see. We'll see. All right, let's get this put together. I think we're going to go with the brown. So let me get my brown out. That's what I did this weekend. Alan's back. So hold on. He's working with his dad today. So I'm cutting off about, I would say 22 inches because I don't know how much I'm actually going to go through. I'm just going to cut off a hunk. And of course, anything I have left over I use for other projects. So sometimes I cut off a really big piece and then the leftover gets used for bracelets. So there's that. Ta-da! Yeah, I have about 14 14ths, 28. I have about 30 inches cut off. So I have enough to do a necklace and a bracelet and then probably a bunch more. So I'm going to put this on. And this is tiny enough. I don't know. I might want it riding on just maybe one or two little spacer beads. Mainly because I'm a little leery. I don't like my bales to ride on the wire. One is plenty for that size. This is the tiniest bale you can get at Bargain Bead Box. I'm going to put one of these silver spacers on each side. The design on this is absolutely amazing. I did order more of these and I ordered some in gold. So I have spacers coming today. Okay. We'll tuck you out of the way. We don't need you anymore. And one, two, three, four. This is my center. So we're going to put a carnelian on each side. I don't like all that silver right up against that. So let's change that. Like we're going to go the carnelian. That I can live with. Alright, let's back this off. Do the same on the other side. Once I get it started, I will clip the one side. Once I get my pattern started. So I don't have this happening. I'm hooked on my dish. Now that just doesn't look right. Maybe we want to go ahead and add some of these. Not a lot. Or maybe it's these I want to add. Like we'll add some of these honey colored. Or what have I got in my Chelsea's beads? Let's see. Oh, I know which one. Let's not use that one. I have a perfect one. This is a yellow tiger eye. Look at that. I have not used them yet. Let's get some of those out. Or we could use the flat carnelian. Nope, I think we'll, I don't know. Let's see which one we like better. Let's get some of the flat carnelian out also. We might want to switch them back and forth. Who knows? So we're designing on the fly, as you can tell, because you just don't know what the piece is going to tell you. I do know that that big round one does not look right there. Let's see what it looks like. Oh, now that I can get behind. We're going to do that. Get another one of these rich colored ones. A spacer bead. I like that right there in the front. That looks nice. All right, I'm going to clip this end over here. Okay, we're going to go up this side. So I'm going to go ahead and use a round one. A turquoise magnesite. A round one. A spacer. Nice. I think we're going to put one of these. We may not need these right now. Put that aside. A spacer. Whoops. Well, we got more. I'll chase him. I know what I'm going to do for a pattern. I got it kind of in my head. He's kind of funky. Let's find one. He's I'll have to be careful. He's what do you call it? Faceted. Very pretty though. We need two more of these. So we're going to do this. Another flat carnelian oval. Another spacer. Another turquoise colored magnesite. Space, whoops, I did that wrong. Make sure it's not faceted. So, anyways, that was my weekend. I'm also going to do a short series on that channel. It's called Haunted Ramblings, where I'm just going to be doing like true stories of hauntings and haunted woods and things, odd stories that happened, you know, kind of from the area I grew up in. So this is my last one of these. There's that. I really like that. So we're going to go ahead and do this. A flat one. I got to get more of these flat ones out. And another silver. Let me get more of those flat ones. I've used 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I need a few more now. Because I want to go up a little farther. Okay. So anyways, 1, 2, 3, 4. I want to make sure I had 4 on that side. I just want to go and do 3 of these, and then I'm done. 2, and this is my 3rd one. And we're going to end this necklace right here. I think that looks really pretty. So I'm going to clip it. So anyways, this whole weekend got me thinking about, you know, careers, you know, what I wanted to do when I, you know, was going through high school and all that. My high school was rough to grow up in. You know, our high school had student advisors, and, you know, my advisor was one of those that it doesn't matter what you want to be, you're poor, you're never going to be nothing. So, you know, she didn't want to waste her time on me. You're just going to end up knocked up and have a bunch of kids. So, you know, that was her attitude towards me. And it wasn't just me. She was with that with a lot of kids. You know, if you weren't somebody, to her, you were nobody. But I wanted to go in the military, but because I had difficulty with my ears, I constantly had ear infections. I had holes in my ears and, you know, all kinds of problems, and, you know, that got nixed. So, whatever. Then I ended up, I wanted to, well, when I was younger, I wanted to be like, you know, go work and dig up sites and, you know, find, you know, dinosaur bones and all that wonderful stuff. Well, you know, that involves going to college, which got nixed. So that was, you know, not going to happen. I wanted to go to college for art. That never got to happen because, you know, my parents didn't want me to go to college for that. So, you know, that and just everything. So anyways, as I got older and married, I was like thinking, well, when I got where my kids were old enough where I could just, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4. Be an adult, and the kids were on their own, I wanted to travel. I wanted to be like, not just a travel agent, but, you know, one of those that assisted you while you were on your vacation and got to travel and all that stuff with the group. That's what I wanted to do, but that didn't happen. So, but here I am. I'm making jewelry. And I'm looking to make sure I have everything lined up. It looks good. And then I can add a small length of, let's see how long this is. So this is about 14, 18 inches. I'll measure it while I'm resting my arm. And I've done all kinds of jobs, guys. I've worked at Amazon. I've worked on farms. I grew up working as a, working alongside my family in stone quarries and all that hullabaloo. So I'm not, I also have these. I got to throw them in. They're still sitting here. Let me get them over here. We might want to work them into a project somewhere. However, I'm not seeing the one thing I actually need, which is my tape measure. I've apparently mislaid it. Are you kidding me? Anyhow, that's not all I've mislaid. I can't find my little metal one. Right here's my little metal one. Okay. So, life happens. 6. Come on, little dude. This is going to be a rough estimate. 6, 12. I don't know why I didn't go from the right direction. 6, 12, 16.5 inches. I was pretty close, wasn't I? 16.5 inches. So, how much of this chain do I have? 6. I have exactly 12 inches of chain. That's a little more than I need. But that is kind of what I wanted to do. Life changes. We all get older. So what were your career choices? And did you even come close? Did you do it and then change? That's kind of my thoughts. Did I expect to be 61 years old and living here in Missouri, of all places? No. I'm trying to think of what I need. Silver. My mind is distracted today. It just is what it is, and I'm content. And all that matters is that I have 2 different colors in here, so I have to be careful. So I want to make sure I get out the colors that match. So I'm literally pulling out the dark ones right now. I think that's the last of my dark ones. The rest of them are all bright silver. Okay, so 2, 4, 6. Cool beans. So anyways, clamshells, I need my silver colored crimps. Oh, for Pete's sake, everything is evading me today. I need to go back through my table here and get everything picked up. Here's this. Here's all this. There's my gold crimps, which I'm going to need. My silver crimps were literally right here. I kid you not, guys. They were literally right here. There's my copper crimps. But the last few videos, I have not used silver. I have been using gold. All right, I'm going to pause you and look for them. I put them away. Okay, I have them out. They were in the dish. That was that package that was folded up. I am an idiot. So these are the stainless steel kind of antique silver ones. I don't have very many of these left. I think the ones I ordered, they're in the tray yet. I haven't taken them out. I don't remember if they're the stainless steel ones or not. So I'm going to put on a clamshell. I'm putting on one of these 2x1 stainless steel crimps. I'm going to grab it, bring it up. These are crimp beads. And they, once you get them crimped down, they're not, that one was kind of skinny. I'm going to clip that off. Did you hear that? It hit my little dish over here that's metal. I had a feeling that one wasn't going to hold because he crimped sideways. I'm crimping down both sides. Gonna give it a good squeeze. He's on there. Pulling up my clamshell, and I'm going to tug test. He's on. I'm going to close him. Give him a little hug. And then on the loops, I'm going to squeeze them shut. Shake, shake, shake. I'm going to make sure that this bail is where it's supposed to be and the bead is up under the bail. I'm going to make sure all my beads are together. I'm going to swirl. I'm going to open this all the way up. Boop-de-doop. Because I want to get inside of there. It's going to be a struggle to close him back up, but that's okay. Put him on. Grab another crimp bead. Drop them both all the way down. Take my needle nose pliers. Make sure we're still curled. Oops, I slid off and squash. I'm going to check it. It's on there. I'm going to come in from this way and double check that squash. I'd rather give it an extra little squish than to not. I'm just making sure, guys. I don't want this to come apart on whoever buys it, because that would be a sad, sad day. I'm going to grab him. There we go. It's going. You know it doesn't want to. Stainless steel, anything is sturdy. Got it a little bit farther. If it would stop rolling on me, it would be nice. Okay, make sure that they are still lined up. Close it. Crimp this shut. There we go. This was 16.5 inches. I added probably a good half an inch with that, so it's 17 inches. So I need not a whole lot. I need about 5 inches of chain, so about 2.5 and 2.5, because I don't want this to be too far. Let me see if I get my arm up over. I will just do it around my neck. I'm going to leave it just like it is, cut it here, because I want, we're going to go ahead and give it a, but it still doesn't seem right. This doesn't, guys. I'm trying to get it through my hair. But that is. Okay. I'm going to cut this piece in half because we're going to put a clasp in there. And the extra piece will be an extender. No sense in letting that go to waste. Get rid of all these little nibbles. Now, from here on out, I won't show closing the necklace. So I've got 3 of the 4mm, 1 of the 6mm, and a clasp. And what we're going to do is we're going to put this all together. So get all my junk out of the way. I'm going to take a 4mm, which is not closed properly. It's got a bit of an overbite, so we're going to fix that first. I'm going to take a hold of it, and I'm going to kind of readjust that, then reopen it, put on the necklace, and then, whoops, put on the chain. And we're going to close it. Actually, you're going to need, if you do an extension, you're going to need 2 of the 6mm. So we're going to need another 4mm. Oh, there's the other one. Fix that. Open it. I'm going to drop on the chain. And the clasp and close it. The other side, we're going to put the chain on. Oops. Put my necklace on. Make sure it's closed good. There we go. Open. Put on a long chain. Put on the extender. Close it. I have a silver bead, and I'm going to try my best to put that bead on this ring. Make sure I have plenty of room. There we go. Sometimes I can get it real easy, sometimes I struggle. Sometimes it won't go on at all. And struggle with the chain. Come on, little dude. There you go. And I almost dropped it. That'd have been horrific. And now we're going to close it. And we have piece number 1 complete. Doo-doo. I really like this. It's great for any time of the year. Fall, summer. Very pretty. I love that pendant, by the way. Okay, we're going to set this aside. Right there. Seems how they're spilling out. Let's go ahead and grab them. I'm going to put this carnelian back in its container. Well, we got these laying here. Let's get them up. And then I'm going to put these carnelians back. So we have this. Let's go ahead and make a bracelet. Let's go ahead and use this brown that I have laying here. It's bracelet length. We got some green. Let's get some of them off. We're not going to use a lot. If I even use them at all, we're going to get some more of these off. There we go. We might use, oh, I don't know. I have some round ones. Where are they? I think they'd be more appropriate for this one. They're like decorated, like, I mean, I have all kinds of little beads sitting here. Like little corrugated ones. I literally just had them in my hand. And I set them down. Well, I don't have them now, so we're just going to go with what I've got. So I think we're going to put one of these guys in the middle. And I want to put a pretty sparkly bicone on each side. Let's see what this does. I think it'll be okay. I think we'll go ahead and do 2. Let's do a silver spacer. That'll look fine. And then let's go ahead and do, I'm not ready for that. Let's go with a little green bicone. Nah, I don't like that bicone up against him. So let's go ahead and do one green bicone, melon bead. Come on, little dude. Cool. Bicone. One. He looks a little funky. He's got some damage. And a spacer. Okay, what did I do on this side? So, one, green, melon, green, one of these guys, a spacer. Got a ways to go. Then we can do two. Just like so. Got a ways to go. I think we'll do a green, a melon, and a green. And it may be too much. A green, a melon, a green. No, I think it'll be fine. Let's do a little bitty spacer, little silver spacer round one. And close it up. That was a real simple bracelet. I'll close it up by using a clamshell and all that, and I'll bring you right back and bring you down a little bit more. Okay, so here's the bracelet when it's finished. Well, let's put it over my wrist so you can see kind of. Very pretty. I kind of like it. I'm going to close it. So there is one bracelet. I'm going to set it right there with the necklace we just did. Do I have one more tray? I do. Let me grab it, and I can put these beads in it so they're not running haphazard here, getting spilt. Let's get this together here. And this one's going to be done with golds. All right. Do I have a gold? Oh, I may not have a gold bail for him. Let me go get one. Okay, so this is the smallest gold bail that I have that will fit over him. He's quite chunky. He's kind of, the hole is kind of down. So, you know, my small bails wouldn't fit through him or down, you know, they didn't have this much distance to go. So there's the back. So there's our front. We're going to need, I believe, just one bead. Yeah, one bead in the middle. So let's get some gold colored, ta-da, out for this project. I think 14 inches is all we're really going to need. Let's go ahead and get us off a chunk, and I will be using this beautiful yellow tiger eye with it. Look at that color. Amazing. Okay. This necklace is going to be with that gold. Oh, guys, look at that. You just never know. Pull stuff out and just have at it. We're going to get our center going so that we have him on. There we go. I'm going to, both of these strands are just simply beautiful. I believe this is an agate, but I can't remember what it was called. And I'm probably going to use most of it, or all of it. Look at it. It is just simply divine. Get rid of my strand. We're going to open my yellow tiger eye. The yellow tiger eye came from Chelsea's Beads. My favorite places to shop when you're on a budget is, of course, Beadbox Bargains, because you get your 30% off, and Chelsea's Beads because of the variety of size of stones, style of stones, things you don't see anywhere else. Yeah, guys, Chelsea's is amazing. Look at those colors. Okay, we're going to get them on there. I have beads floating away from me. Okay. And I'm going to start with putting, oh, I wish I had more of him. This beautiful dark one. A couple on each side. We'll go a yellow. And there is such a variety of color with this agate. And I'm going to go, he's kind of a funky, darker looking. What's he like? I don't know, I might do him. Yeah, but he's darker. Let's go with him. Ta-da! Look at that. Let's do a kind of a white. Really set that off. Ah, isn't that pretty? I have, I wonder if they're too big. Let's play. They might be too big. I'm really looking for the hole in that bead. Ooh, actually, look at that. I like that. Let's go ahead and do that. That is really, really, really cool. How many of them do I have? Do I have a lot? I sure do. I think we're going to put 2 of them on with bead caps right next to each other. Ta-da! Ooh, that is so cute. You just never know what you're going to create, guys. Just play with your beads. Play with your bead caps. Because you never know what you're going to come up with. Something you don't think would look good, you might surprise yourself. Of course, you want to make sure on these filigree caps you go through the middle. Put on another one. Whoops. That's so pretty. So, so pretty. Now I think we'll do like, there you are. 1 and 1. I really, really like that. And then I have these tiny, tiny, where did I put them? Let's get these out. I don't want the big seed beads on this. I want the little ones. Kind of more of a creamier color. If I can find the little hole in him. And I think we'll go with a couple of tiger eye. Those holes are hiding in them. Ta-da! Oh no, what did I, oh that's right, that's not a tiger eye, is it? I'm silly. And then I'm going to go with a white little gold seed bead. If I can get a hold of it. And then a black and white one. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to say I want with that kind of a yellow. And then I went with a white and a black and white one. Okay. And I'm just going to keep beading. So let's see, what can we talk about? I really thought my career thing would last me longer. How I got into doing like abandoned videos. My grandmother, Catherine, my grandma Laura, oh my God, she worked. She raised my dad and my uncle because she was a single mom. You know, so she worked like 2 jobs at a time. So my dad pretty much took care of my uncle because he was younger while my grandma worked. Anyways, so my other grandma, she did all kinds of stuff. She worked on a farm. She did all kinds of things. And she used to, when I got to stay with her, you know, she used to have to go help other people's at their farms and stuff like that. And if they were gone, and or we'd go someplace and she would pull off and she would say, I know who used to live in this, and it'd be just a shack, wouldn't be much left to it. You know, just an old building out in, you know, nowhere. And she says, I know the people who used to live here, blah, blah, blah. They passed away, all this stuff, right? And she told me the whole story of the people who used to live there. This is really, really pretty. And anyhow, and we'd go in and she would tell me all about the people. And that's how I got my love of abandoned buildings. And so, anyways, that's kind of a yellow one. We'll keep that with that one. So, yeah, my grandpa took me into my first abandoned house. Let's save him for last if I need him. She took me in my first abandoned house, and we walked through it, and she would tell me about the people, and of course, you know, what they were like, and there would be all kinds of stuff, like furniture left behind, and, you know, photographs and things, and I absolutely loved it. Absolutely loved it, because you know, you walk into these old houses and it was like it would tell you a story, you know, if those walls could just talk. But here was my grandma, she knew the people and she would tell the story of the people. So it was just amazing. I do need to count how many of these I've used because I have not been keeping track. So I have my first set on there, 2, 4, 6, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But yeah, it was just I gotta do one more here. I have one bead on. Oh, I see why. Okay. Because I need to do this. And then a yellower one. Oops. I'm on the wrong side, guys. Good grief. But yeah, and that's how I got into loving abandoned buildings and barns and you name it. I just love anything abandoned. And, you know, you could walk into a building and you could just feel the history. And I had this thing about whenever I went into, to me, someone's home, I always knocked and I would say, you know, hello, I'm here to visit. I, you know, mean no respect, all that. And you could just sometimes feel that person's presence, which was to me amazing. And I may not have enough of these little filigree guys, which upsets me because I have to redo my design maybe. But absolutely love the whole aspect of it, because it takes you back in time. It really does. You get to look at the old linoleum, the old wallpaper, the old flooring, how the buildings were made, the construction of buildings. And, you know, I've been to a house that I just took photos of. It was before I really did videos for YouTube, and I went back because I wanted to film it because it was a beautiful, huge house. Went back to look for that house, and it was gone. Absolutely, completely gone. You couldn't even tell the house was there. The barn was still there, but the house was completely gone. I was devastated. I was like, you know, it just is what it is. You know, farmers want that extra piece of land. They don't want people, you know, going in there and burning stuff, or, you know, even though all I ever did was go in and take photos and stuff, you want to respect, even though this house was wide open. You could literally walk in there and the doors were wide open, you know. No trespassings. If something had like a trespassing sign, you'd never go in. You don't enter a locked building or anything like that. You know, you want to be respectful. Oh, I have plenty of these over here. I have lots more. So, I'm not going to run out. But, you know, that's how I started filming abandoned places. I have an abandoned road that I'm going to go do next. And it has bridges on it. And that is my next adventure. I gotta hold my arm down, guys. Sorry. And I'm looking forward to it. And the hiking is, you know, really, really good. Alan actually hiked the whole thing to the train and back. It was about a 3-mile total hike. It's about 1.5 miles out and 1.5 miles back, because it was about 1 mile out to the train, and then I hiked, you know, about 1/2 mile of train, and then 1/2 mile back past the train, and then the mile back. So it's about a 3-mile hike, which for me was really, really good. So, you know, lots of exercise getting in. I really, you know, that was on my bucket list. I've been to the Miller Mausoleum and filmed it. I don't like to go places where you have to pay, like, I could never afford to pay $300-400 to go to a place. You know, that's not something I can afford to do. I did that wrong. So, anyways. But yeah, my other channel is right full of cemetery videos, with EVPs and all that. And just amazing things. There's that. Now let's go ahead and do these guys. And I'm going to check and see where I'm at. My shoulder's hurting. Okay. I need one more set of these. So I need to get a couple more of these out. That doesn't look like it's going through the center. It is, okay. Let me clip my other side. Giving my shoulder just a minute break. Of course, I'll have to put like some kind of stopper bead at the end. Hold these up. Checking, make sure I have spacer beads and all the stuff where it needs to be. Okay, something's not right because I'm not even. And it's right here in the front. Look, right here. Let's come back. Realign these. Put my bead in the middle. This is right. This is right. Come on, get lined back up. I have an extra. No, that's him. Those two, those two. That's right, that's right, that's right. I have one more section here. Okay. So we need to come up here. Make sure I'm leaving myself enough. Scooch this down. I need one more section of this. Come on, little dude. I know you can fit. I really didn't think I'd use all of those, what are they called? The yellow tiger eye. Really didn't think I was going to, but I am. And I need 4 more of these. I have like, well, I really like the way he glows. I like him, and I like him. Let's go ahead and use these two. One, two. I knew something was up because they weren't lining up at the bottom. That one and that one. Oops. Almost dropped him completely on the floor. One more. Now let's see. Meets at the middle. Okay. Now, I think we'll put 3 little gold seed beads at the very end on each side. And then we will close this up just like that. Kind of gives it a finished look. Let me get my 3 seed beads on. I will finish off this necklace, put chain on that I need to put on it, and I will bring you back and show you what it looks like. Be right back. Look at this necklace, guys. Talk about yumminess. Those colors are fabulous. I love it. Okay, that's only project number 3. Like, seriously. I have these I want to use. Let's go ahead and make another quick bracelet. At least one. I want to get some of these faux imperial jasper out. I know they look real. This is a really good strand of faux imperial jasper, but they're not real. wish. I do have some real Imperial Jasper, and they were like $9 a strand, and I got them for a specific project. And I still haven't used them. Silver, I think silver with these. Yes, let's do silver. And let's get some small round also. You know what, I might want to do some of these. Let's get some of these out for bead caps on the blue. Okay, so, and then we need some wire. Oh, that ain't enough. Okay. I have a couple pieces here that are not long enough really to do anything with. So let's go ahead and get another strand off. Okay. That last bracelet was just amazing. So I have like 16, 17, about 17 inches. Where do I want to start? I want to put, ooh, he's pretty. He's really, really pretty. Let's make him a centerpiece with a couple of these. Let's put some of these on those in the center. Like that. And then, I don't know, I might want to do this. Let's start with him in the middle. He's just cute, 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 cute. And I don't know, I think that is going to be too much right there. Let's go with like what I started. No, I'll make sure it's only one. Yeah, okay. Like that. That feels awful thick. Come on, little dude. And then we'll go with these. I like that. That works. That works. That works. That works. Yes, yes, yes. Pretty. That's my center focal with all that red on it. Then I think we'll just go ahead and do another plain Jane blue. Come on. And then I want another Imperial Jasper. Oh, I thought I had some little silver spacers out. Let's get some Imperial Jasper on there. And, oh, I forgot something, didn't I? I forgot to do this on the other side. Now let's get some little silver seed beads. I thought I had some out there, but I don't. I don't think we'll need too many of them. I want a round one. Another Imperial. And then I think we'll do another blue. bigger beads, you definitely want to make sure you have spacers because otherwise your bracelet will get crunchy. Now I think we'll do an imperial just like that, and then a spacer. Now I think we'll do another section of these. One of these. Might want to stop there and just wait a second till I catch up the other side. So we have, this is my center focal, and I have my imperial. I want a round spacer, another imperial, and then we're going to want bead cap, blue, bead cap, hugging it, round spacer, and another imperial. He's kind of got a funky spot. Let's set him aside. And let's see how these fit. These are kind of round, so oh yeah, we can go that pattern again. So we're gonna go ahead and put bead cap, blue, bead cap, and then we'll check it. Let me go ahead and put a clip. Bead cap. When you're getting close to the end, you got to be kind of cautious and think ahead. How many beads do I really need? And should I finish it off with spacers or something like that? Like right here, I think we're just going to put a small round spacer. Actually, yeah, because I think we're going to be putting a clamshell and an enclosure. So we're adding that much and that much. Yeah, I think we'll put just a round spacer. Whoops. I'm going to clip it. And I'm coming to this side and I'm going to put that spacer on so I don't forget. And then I'm going to go ahead and close this up, and I'll bring you back and show you what it looks like. Okay, I lost track of what I was doing. I got the other beads out ready to go. Here is that bracelet. Oh gosh, it is so pretty. I love those blues. They're so pretty. And it is perfect. Such a pretty bracelet. Okay, so that one is done. I don't know how many pieces we made. Only like 4. Okay, let's get making with these. I think we'll make kind of like a double wrap. So I want to get more of these pinks out here. Kind of down in the bottom. And I think silver would be probably the best with this color. Let's see what that gets us. I am going to get more seed beads out. Not going to use any bead caps. I don't really have a dangly of any sort, but that's okay. Let's go ahead and get this together. Oops, I need some more thread. How about if we use some magenta? I think it'll look pretty. So, I want enough to go around my wrist twice. Once, twice. Give it a clip. There's my wire. Close up my package. There we go. So I'm not really going to do too much of a, special thing, but I do want to have like a center focal, which won't actually be at the center of the bracelet. It'll be in the first 1/3 of it because it's going to be a double wrap. So I'm going to concentrate on that. And I'll show you how to set this up. So there's kind of what my focal is going to look like with, we're going to use one of these right here on each side. Now we'll go ahead and put a big pink on the other side of that, or big red. And that will be the focal with a small seed bead. Or not seed bead. Spacer bead. Enough along him. He's right there, but come on. There we go. I am going to kind of clip this, and we're going to concentrate on that first third. So I can let go of that wire for a second. And then I'm going to put on a couple of these. And a seed bead. And then a couple of more. One more. A red. Keep calling them seed bead, spacer bead. Oops, I forgot my other pink. Pink. Spacer. So that is the top of the wrist. Needs to go a little more, so I think we'll go ahead and do one, oops, two. And when you're doing one that's going to wrap like this, you got to remember this has also got to kind of reach over and touch the other bracelet. So I think that's where we need it to be. I'm going to go ahead and put a seed bead right here. Or a spacer bead. And I'm going to clip it. And then I'm going to go ahead and bead the other way. So I'm going to pick up a couple of these. Straighten it up. And then a pink, red, pink, seed spacer bead, double pink, spacer. And I'm just going to kind of keep that pattern going. So we are got to go a little farther. Oops, sorry, did that. Couple more pinks. Oops, forgot my pink. Another spacer bead. All right, I'm going to go ahead and try this on. So let's get our center up there and wrap. And as you can see, we got a ways to go. So let's go ahead and pink, red, pink, spacer, 2 pinks, spacer, pink, red, pink, spacer. Let's try it again. That is kind of where we need to be. And what I think I'll do to give it the extra space I need is we'll end it with 2 of these because I don't want to add too much to it because we are adding all that extra clasping. I will go ahead and try it on one more time. Make sure my beads are staying squashed. That means I'm going to double clamp. Pick it up, wrap it, bring this up, and yeah, you see there's a lot of space there, so we could do the 2 pinks. That's why I wanted to double clamp it, just to make sure. So what I think I'll do is 1 pink, and then a spacer. Actually, no, I want to make sure I do this on the right end because that has to be center of the top. So I need 2 pinks on this end. And then my spacer. I almost goofed my design up, guys. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and put 2 spacers. And we'll see if we needed them. All right. Double clamp. Remember where he goes. Wrap around. We'll take 1 spacer off. Okay, cool beans, because they've got to reach across. The clasping has to reach across and touch each other. So I don't know, we might need, well, just so it'll fit two more than 1 size wrist, because I have a smaller wrist. I think we'll leave it on. So we'll need that. I will go with a lighter color. 2 of these. You know, I could use a smaller. Get a hold of them. And then I have the clasp and everything out. Okay. I need more jump rings though. I don't have too many of them. And I need more of these. There we go. All right, I'm going to close this up and I'll show you this at the end. Okay, so I have the ends on it. You do it just like you would a necklace or another bracelet. You can add a chain if you want to or whatever. There is my part that is for my focal. I don't know if I can fasten it. I don't know if my arm is going to let me. Let me put it down where I can literally get it where it's under the table. That's what I do. I put my bracelets under the edge of something, get my clasp in my hand, and I don't know, my hands are not going to work today. Come on. There we go. I got it. I got it. Okay. So you have your focal. You have your 2 bracelets. They crisscross right here. That's why you want to make sure you have that extra space. So that's how this works. You want your focal to be at the first 1/3 of your bracelet. And that, I really like that pink with that dark cherry red. Very pretty. So I'm going to take this off. And I have time, I think, in my limits, because we're like at 135, 136, something like that, to make one more piece. So I have not used either one of these strands. Okay, I have 3 strands. I have this travertine. I have these. These are 2-hole beads. They're going to take some time to do them, so maybe we will wait on those. Oh, this project will take a while. Let's do a flower bracelet and a bird. Let's put a bird with them. So let's do a flower and bird bracelet. Let's get some flowers. I want to use that with those bracelets. So yeah, let's get 2 of each flower out here. There we go. And then 1 more of the red. There. And let's get these crystals. Do they look right? I don't know. I think we need something with a little more color. Let's use these up. I think that's all that I had in this dish. I think that'll make a bracelet. If we need any beads, we've got plenty here to source from. Let's make this bracelet, and now we're going to call it quits. I might have time to make that bracelet also, but that's going to need 2 strands through that. So let's get some. I was thinking I had enough yellow left. I do, to make a bracelet, right? Oh yeah, we do. So we need, like, we're going to go with the gold. Definitely need some spacers. We're going to put our bird on. He's going to turn around in circles, so we don't need to worry about, you know, which way he goes on. We're going to need spacers on each side of him. And then we're going to put, I think this yellow flower right next to him. I don't know. I think that'll be too much bright right directly next. I know you have holes in you. Why are they always so hard to find? There we go. Oh, that worked out perfect. So let's go ahead and put another spacer. I looked up to make sure I was filming. Good Lord. For some reason, he did not want to go on. There we go. And let's do the same over here. Another spacer. I think we'll grab 1 of each of these. A gold spacer. I think we'll go with this pretty dark red one. Spacer. Come on, little dude. Pretty dark red one. A spacer. a white pillow flower, a spacer. I'll have to get more of these out. White pillow flower. There we go. I think we'll do the orange flower. Come on, little dude, go through there. Gold. One of these. Gold spacer. And then the white flower. Let me get my gold spacers out. Here they are. All right, I'm going to clip this so we don't lose it. And then we have gold, the white flower, this little guy, the orange flower, whoops, the white flower, the orange flower, gold spacer, this one, gold spacer, the white flower, gold spacer, oh, we have way too many beads. Let's take that last little, this little thing out and just go with the white flower, gold spacer. Let me clip it. How do I get 3 clips? I have 3 clips on the table. White flower, gold spacer. Now let's try this. That'll still be plenty big enough. All right, let's go ahead and close this up. Let me pause you. I do want to point out, because this is big beads, you definitely want to lay them flat and curl your bracelet. You're going to have like, once you crimp this, you are going to have like space of wire when you straighten this out, and that's perfectly normal because these big beads are big and flat. But if you don't have that, it's going to be very crunchy. So don't think you did something wrong when you do this and you see all that extra wire by your clamshell. You did exactly what you need to do. It is perfectly fine, because when you circle this around your wrist, that wire is going to be taken up by your beads. Let me show you what I mean. When I pick this up, I have wire here. You can see there's wire between the beads, and that's perfectly fine. But when you go to bend this around, all that wire is gone. There's no visible wire. That's because we're using big old chunky beads. And I love this bracelet. This is like something I would definitely wear. Just saying. I would wear this in a heartbeat. So got you rolling. I may as well just finish it up with you right here. We're almost at our 2-hour mark. Can't believe it. And I really didn't make all that many pieces. I just designed some different pieces, used different beads. And then we have overbites. I've actually been sitting out here since like 10 o'clock. And it's like way past noon. Because I do so much when I'm like got you paused. There's a lot of time that goes by that you don't see. So, perfect. Now we'll close this end. This is so stinking cute. There it is. He has a little bit of an overbite too, so we're going to fix that. There we go. This is my favorite piece. This and the pink, and I don't know. I like them all today. I like them all. There we go. I definitely want to do that big square one because it takes 2 pieces of wire. Look at him. He's so cute. The little bird and the flowers, and he's so pretty. Okay, I'll put him down. We're going to do this because it takes 2 strands. These are, that is not it. Okay. I'm pretty sure I have plenty of beads there. These come from Cherry Tree Beads. I'm going to get a length enough to go around my wrist twice. And the reason I'm doing that is because these beads are heavy, they're glass, and they have a good size hole in them. And I don't want them to, you know, fall off, break off. So what we're going to do is treat this like 2 pieces of wire. Did I cut enough? Yes. Okay. Barely. Barely enough. Can't believe I did that. Alright. So we have 2 pieces of wire. I'm going to start by getting one end crimped. We're going to put our clamshell over both pieces of wire. I'm going to pick up a crimp bead. I'm going to put it right over both pieces of wire. And we're going to crimp that down. We're going to make sure that this is crimped really well around both wires. And we're going to pull. I'm going to pull on each individual wire. There and there. I'm going to close my clamshell. I have 3 of these blue beads. So it's going to be kind of like this, with spacers between them. So it's going to look something like that. Okay. We're going to go with gold. So I have 3. I think we're going to use the bigger gold spacers. So I'm going to need to open a new package. And we're going to put on 2. right over both wires. I might only need to go over one. Oops. I flung that other one. Sorry. Two. We're going to go ahead and go for two. I'm going to put on one bead. Because they're big square ones, we are definitely needing at least one between every bead. Now we can put chain between if we need, you know, an extender. And you want to make sure both wires are going through your spacer bead. There we go. And this is just a fun bracelet. You know, sometimes people like something chunky. Hope I can get them all on this bracelet. I kind of shortcut myself on wire. Can't believe I did that. One more square. Oh yeah, I had plenty of room. And then two of these. One, two. Come on, both of you go through that seed bead, please. A bead, spacer bead. I keep calling them seed beads. We're going to pick up our other clamshell, open it nice and wide. Put both wires up through there. Pick up my crimp. That is a spacer bead. That is not a crimp. There we go. Drop it in there. Get my other pliers through here. Lay all my beads flat. Reach in there. Make sure it's curled. Squash my crimp all the way across. And this is going to be the telltale. Getting that crimp to squash. And it's tight. Again, like that last bracelet, there's definitely going to be spaces. I'm going to double check that. It is tight. I'm going to cut each wire individually. There we go. Pull that shut. Get my clippers out of the way. There we go. I have everything here to close this off. Try not to sneeze. Gonna line this up. This is a really fun bracelet. Kind of reminds me of something from back in the 60s and 70s. Very retro looking. Get that lined up. Open it. Get it on. Again, we're going to have wire space because of the size of them beads. And we're going to close it. Make sure there's closed all the way. Pick up my jump ring. There it is. Open it. Close it. What a fun bracelet. Look at this. Definitely looks like something like my great aunt Jen would wear. And it's plenty big. How fun is that bracelet? Okay. And I have one left. It goes in my bead soup mix. Okay, let me pick up some of this a little bit here out of the way. And get all this out of the way here. We don't want stuff in the way. I'm going to close this up. And then I'm going to bring you everything I made. Obviously, we have this cute bracelet. Very retro looking. We have this really pretty flowers and bird. We have this adorable wrap. I love making wrap bracelets. Absolutely love making, wow. Hold on to it with both hands, Laura. I love this. This turned out really adorable. I love the colors. And then we have this one with the faux imperial jasper. I love them. They're so pretty. And then we made this necklace, which really surprised me. The colors just come together so beautifully. I'm just making a pile. And then we made this bracelet. That is so pretty. I love the color. And then we did the very first bracelet was this, our necklace was this one with that beautiful silver pendant. How fun. So there is everything that we made today. Get everything back out of the way. I absolutely had fun. I hope you guys enjoyed hanging out with me today. I'm just kind of piling things where I can take a photo of everything all in one big smooshed up pile. I hope you guys had fun hanging out with me and chatting. And I'll talk to all of you guys down in the comments below. I got a mess to clean and get rid of the little doodads all over my bead mat. So I enjoyed it. Talk to you in the comments. Bye.